My name is Basha Bar Chai, and when I was a little girl, I was told that my grandmother and my Aunt Nell, my mom's sister, had great voices, and they did. And that if I wanted to hear singing, I was to listen to them. And my mother said she and I did not have voices to sing, and I accepted that. As time went on, I was proven to be very good as a child model, as an actress, and then as a modern dancer. And I was told the only area of performing or expressing myself that I had to remain outside of was singing. Now secretly, I loved music. I was taken to the opera by my father. I loved opera. I loved hearing people sing. I always wished that I could sing one song and I would be very happy. But in 6th grade, we had a graduation in Bronx, New York, and there was a fire in Texas at that time. This was many, many years ago. And we were standing on the stage with bouquets of flowers in our hands that weren't there. We had to give that money we were asked to give that money to the children in Texas who had had the fire. So we were standing with make-believe flowers in our dresses, and we were singing songs. I and 3 other girls, who were not very tall, were told to go to the back row and just mouth the words. That was 6th grade. And I felt very insulted and very sad, but I couldn't do anything about it. And then in high school, I went to the High School of Performing Arts, and some of us, not including me, became very well-known stars on Broadway and in films and in directing and dance. And there was a teacher there who thought I sounded fine. His name was Mr. Sachs. And it was the first graduating class of performing arts in New York. And I was in a chorus, and I was singing, and I wasn't told to shut up. Fast forward many, many years later, someone asked me to sing a song for a group of patients in a hospital. And the only songs I knew were in French. And I got up and I sang La Vie en Rose perfectly. The audience was exploding with applause, and I couldn't believe it was me because I couldn't sing. And these are like the 3 or 4 times in my entire life until now that I sang. When I met my husband David, which is why I'm in this workshop to begin with, I really just thought it would be cool to do it with him. I never thought it would be for me to want to sing, which I do now very much. There was an ad in a Los Angeles paper: if you are convinced that you can't sing, come to do this one-day workshop. That's the only time I was ever taught anything about singing. And I went from 9 to 5, and I got out of that class, this was 17 years ago, and I sang The Rose. And I was told I sang it perfectly and beautifully. Well, this is the 3rd or 4th time in my whole life that I achieved singing a song well. And I carried that memory with me all these many, many years that I sang The Rose, and I sang La Vie en Rose. And then I met Miriam as a friend. I didn't even know the work she did. I met her in Tiberias, where I live. And I loved her very much from the beginning. I just liked her personality, I liked her appearance, I liked her kibbutz, I liked everything about her, but I didn't know anything about the work she did. And she kept talking about her students, as though they were so important in her life. And I have private students at home for other subjects. And so we just became friendly, and she would come to my house very often, and I just jived with her whole personality. But I was beginning to be curious about what this Music Visions was about. And then she spoke about this master class, and I thought, well, it'd be great if my husband and I, if David and I, could do this together. And I'll just sit in the background because I'm not going to sing, because these will all be singers. But she got me up to the piano, and I heard a voice that I didn't even think was mine. It was like a voice somewhere up there. She taught me that I didn't need to use my lungs to breathe. I have very weak lungs. I found a new place to gain oxygen. I found a new way to breathe. And she has some very interesting mechanisms to help us to remember that we breathe from up here instead of from our lungs all the time. And I got up in front of a group of fabulous singers. I wasn't ashamed. I was actually thrilled to be among them. And she had me sing, and I don't know if I did well or not, and it's really not important. What happened is I have a breakthrough in my whole psyche. I am going to continue singing. I'm quite senior at this point in my life, but I feel like a junior in singing, and I hope that it continues for many years to come. And I want to thank you so much for giving me a new outlook on life.